Hey guys, it's Taylor. I'm back with another video. It might have taken me probably, I think it's been like 6 months now, but I'm back. So what have I been up to? Well, we moved again. We moved to Birmingham, Alabama. So that's taken up a lot of time. We moved at the beginning of, or my fiance moved at the beginning of March. I moved at the beginning of May. And then I went on a weeks-long vacation with my family. But here I am to show you some progress. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. I haven't really, I've done a lot. I've jumped around a little bit and worked on different things. Trying to find my finishes. Oh, they're there. I finished a couple things, so I guess I'll go ahead and show those to you first. Sorry about the squeaking if you can hear that. My fiance's chair sucks, but whatever. So, I did this needleworker by Country Cottage Needlework? No, I don't think that's right. I can't remember who it's by. But this is a pretty known pattern. I have everything to frame it. I just need to get some mat board or something like that. I just get that board from the Dollar Tree that it's $1 and just lace it around that. It's the cheapest, easiest way that I know of to frame it. So there's that one. I finished that one a couple weeks ago. And then I finished this one. It's Merry Christmas, My Dear. I can't really tell if that's backwards to you or not. But if it is, I apologize. If it's not, okay, cool. I'm going to get some, like, either a ribbon or some greenery or something cute to put on the top once Christmas stuff starts coming around, because I really don't have any of that kind of stuff on hand, because usually what I buy it and then I use it. But instead of doing the French knots for the eyes, I tried. I didn't like how it looked, so I decided just to do beads. I had some little seed beads, some Mill Hill black seed beads from my red by Mirabilia that I had on hand that I just had left over, and I just used those. Okay, so those are really the only two finishes that I have. I did finish another Mirabilia. Let me get that for you. But I gave it to my mom, so I don't have that on hand. If you follow me on Instagram, the Crafty Ginger, or something like that. I'll find it and put it down below. If you follow me on Instagram, I did post a picture of it whenever I was finished with it. But here it is. Sorry about the glare. It was the Royal Games 1. And you can see my nasty feet in that picture. Royal Games 1 by Mirabilia. I finished it and gave it to my mom for her birthday. I was going to stitch a second one for myself. And I even started it. But the fabric that I have, I didn't like it because I stitched that one on a white opalescent fabric. And I didn't really like the texture of it, but I enjoyed the sparkle and I enjoyed how it turned out. So I will probably order more and then probably stitch myself one, and hopefully get the second Royal Games. I just haven't gotten around to it because when I moved here, I decided just to quit my job. So I just recently got a new job. Hasn't started yet. I probably even shouldn't tell you that I have a job because I'm still waiting on like the background check and everything like that. But hopefully that will work out well and I will be able to fund my own cross stitch addiction because my fiance, he's supportive He just prefers that I don't spend my money on that. Okay, so we will do haul last. Actually, we'll just go ahead and do the haul. So I went on vacation with my family recently. Just last week we went to Indian Rocks Beach in Florida. It's right outside of Tampa. It was super nice, super pretty. We ended up going to I forced my family into taking me to a cross-stitch shop there. I think it was like, what's it called? Something framing. They're mainly a frame shop. But they have a bunch of cross-stitch stuff too. Crafty Framer, that's what I thought it was, in Largo, Florida. If you're in that area, I highly recommend you go check them out. The owner is super nice, super, super sweet, and she, like, is my new best friend because of what I got. So when I was there, unfortunately, I could have stayed there and talked for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But my family, of course, was like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. I was like, fine, we'll go. So I got, I'm going to attempt some 40 count. I'm going to. It's going to happen. So I got this Discord. It's a Newcastle 40 count from Colorscapes. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's Picture This Plus. Discord. This is my first ever piece of Picture This Plus. I have never ordered some. I've seen some that are amazing and so pretty, but I just never have. And yeah, it's pretty actually it's probably showing better on this camera than it is in real life. It's a lot. It's actually pretty dark. It's showing up a lot lighter in this camera. It might be the light too. But man, look at that. Wouldn't that be so cute with some like a Halloween pattern or something? I have a couple magazines that I'm going to look in and see if there's anything that I think would go really cute on that. But I just saw that and I was like, yeah, I might as well. I've never tried 40 count, and of course, when you think about it, it's really only like a 20 count whenever you do over 2. So, might as well try it. I also bought some fabric, but it's just like a cream fabric for my Roses of Provence by Mirabilia, and that's also part of my haul. I got that a couple weeks ago. I just haven't started it because I was waiting to get some good fabric. I went to Joann's and I got the cheap 32 count, and I was going to coffee tea dye it, which I did that, and it turned out okay. I mean, whatever, but it's the cheap kind, and if I'm going to spend that much time on a Mirabilia, I might as well invest and get the good fabric. Okay, so when I went to Florida, I had no intention of, let me back up. So Winchelt or something like that. As now everybody knows, they decided to re-release a couple of the Mirabilia patterns and only gave shops a limited amount that they could get. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm not gonna fight over it. Like, these people are freaking out over it. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So I was like, if I stumble across it, I'll be great. I'll be super happy, whatever. So when I went to the cross-stitch shop in Florida, I was just looking around and I was like, you know what, I'll ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. So I asked the lady, I was like, do you have, are your spots all filled up for the out-of-print Mirabilias? And she was like, oh, well, let me go get my list and check. So she went back there and she checked and she said, you know what, I have 2 spots available. So guess who got Lady of the Flag? Guess who was lucky enough to get this? She only had 2 more spots left for this pattern. And she was like, well, the mailman, this was on Wednesday, I think. It was either Wednesday or Thursday that we went out there, and we were leaving on Saturday because we had been there for a week. We were leaving on Saturday, so I was like, okay, well, if you don't get it before I leave, can you mail it to me? She's like, yeah, of course I can mail it to you. I was like, oh, okay, sweet. So I gave her my number and my address and all that good stuff. And she was like, well, the mailman is supposed to be bringing them either sometime today or sometime tomorrow. And I was like, okay, well, no rush. You know, if you don't get them in until after I leave, that's fine. Just as long as you mail it to me, I don't really care. So we left, and we came back, or we left and we were out shopping or whatever. She calls me like 10 minutes later, and she's like, hey, you know, you literally just missed the mailman, and he brought the Lady of the Flag. And I said, okay, I'll be there. So I ran back over there. She's like, oh, hey, you didn't even give me time to inventory these. I was like, I'm snatching this up if I can. Like, I'm not waiting. You know, this is the golden ticket. This is a lucky chance. And then when I got there, she was like, you know, I think I may end up keeping one just for that one specific customer that one regular customer that, you know, if they walk in and they're like, well, why didn't you tell me you get it? Because she told me she didn't even advertise about it. So I was like, yes. So I got it. She's all mine. I love her. And I wasn't even expecting it. So I'm actually going to stitch this one twice. One for me and then one for my aunt. My aunt was born on July 4th. And all of her decor is very patriotic. She takes that very seriously. So I was like, okay. My mom told me, she's like, you should definitely stitch that for your aunt. And I was like, okay, I might as well. Why not? So once I start working and get a little bit of money in my pocket, I'm probably going to order the fabric and then get the threads and stuff. The only thing is, this pattern calls for so much kranich, whatever you want to call it. Like, literally, look at all of that. There's 5 different blends with the kranich. So I may look into seeing how much, or into getting the petite treasure braid or something like that. I've never worked with it, but I've heard it's a lot better than the kranich. I don't mind it. It really just depends, honestly. It depends on my mood. Sometimes I hate it. Sometimes I love it. It's one of those things. Okay, so now that I've babbled on for like 10 minutes about my haul, let's show you some of my progress. So I've been working on Country Cottage needlework poinsettia place. I've only gotten, I think, 2 of these, 3 of these, something like that. I'm slowly getting them because once I have all of them, I saw this lady finish hers into pillows. She did 6 and 6, and she finished, and she backed it in like a polka dot fabric, and it's super cute. And I was like, I need that. So I'm just, because you know, a pattern, fabric, nothing can ride alone. So every time I order something, I usually pick one of those up too. So I'm doing this one 1/1 on, I believe this is a 28 count. It's just some random fabric that I had in my stash because I'm making these into ornaments. So I'm not really too concerned about the fabric itself. The only thing is I'm almost out of this fabric. So I'm a little bit concerned because I can't remember exactly where I bought it. And the ornaments may not match each other. But anyways, so I'm substituting a few different things, like this color on the front. I didn't have the specialty thread, the fancy thread, and I didn't have the DMC alternative. So I just looked through my stash to see what I had, and I picked up this color. I believe it's like 164 or something like that, because it matches pretty closely to that one. It's obviously not variegated, but when I actually stitch all of these on, when I actually stitch all of these together, I'm going to order all the specialty fabrics and maybe get the buttons. I haven't decided yet if I am or not. Okay, so another one I'm working with. This one is, what is this one? Let's see. I believe it's, oh, I know what it's called. Ha! It's called Hogwarts Attributes. Because if you can't tell from behind me, I've got quite a few things. I've got a poster, and then I've got a couple stitch pieces, and then it's some of the Funko Pops that you can't see. And then over there I've got some watercolor, custom made off of Etsy. Excuse me, that my fiance got me for Christmas last year. But this is Hogwarts Attributes. This one is surprisingly fast. I mean, I was really surprised because when you look at the chart, there's so many, this is backstitch hell. Backstitch hell. So I think I'm going to backstitch, if I can talk, as I go. But here's my progress so far. I've just done the Gryffindor red, and a little bit of the white. And I'm going to fill in the Gryffindor himself. Possibly either today or tomorrow. But yeah, this only took me 2 days, maybe, of stitching. I took him with me to Florida, but that didn't go well. I stitched for maybe 10 minutes because my lovely sister was driving, and she gives me car sickness because she... So I tried to stitch in the car, but it just didn't turn out very well. And then I tried to stitch while I was at the place, and that one didn't turn out very well either because there were 7 of us, and I was done. I was tired. Anyways, so the next one that I've worked on, I haven't really picked this one up really all that much. I don't know why, because I'm lazy. But it is the Harry Potter Magical Spells. I've done this once, but I didn't fully finish it. I think I cut off some of the bottom part when I was in for a class or something like that. I turned it in as a project. So I decided just to go ahead and stitch one for myself, for my wall. This one is also on a 28 count, something random. As you can see, I started something down here and I hated it. So this one's also a 1/1. It's going to be tiny, but I think I like it that way. I like the tininess. I did change a few of the colors to match the colors of the houses themselves. I changed one to a green color and one to a blue color, I believe. But I think that's the only ones that I changed. Just because the pattern calls for something else. I can't remember exactly what it calls for, but it's not the actual colors of the houses. So I was like, yeah, well, might as well change it. So there's that one. A bit of self-promotion here. I have been making project bags. If anybody's interested, I will link my Etsy shop below. Here they are. It's, just your standard project bag. I thought about doing the vinyl fronts, but I love this closed one, because if I'm going to take the time and if I'm going to buy something that's fabric or whatever, I want it to be cute. So this one is Beauty and the Beast. I actually have 2 of these in my stash holding my projects, but okay, so this one is Roses of Provence. I haven't started this one yet. I did start it on that crappy 32 count and then decided I hated it. So I actually may start this one today. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And I bought just a 32 count Belfast linen. Nothing crazy. I thought about doing a cool little hand-dyed fabric or something like that, but that dress it's got too many colors in it, because it's got like purples and pinks, and the main dress is white, so I didn't want to do like a white fabric, but at the same time I wanted to do I thought about doing like a pink fabric, but then I was like, no. So I just went with the tan. Okay, so my next one is my Elsa. Here's another one of my project bags. Self-promotion. My Elsa, I actually got, since the last time I talked to you guys, I think I've actually had 2 page finishes. This one, since I quit my job, I've actually been focusing on this one because of Flissy Fish or something like that on Instagram. She finished hers, and I was like, I'm so jealous. That is so pretty. So I need to do mine. So here she is. She definitely needs a good iron, that's for sure. Ugh. But here she is. I've done the complete top row, 3 pages on the second row. This next row down here, we get into her eyes and fun stuff. This page is a good chunk of like purple and stuff, so I'm super excited about that because this is Cream Hell. Cream Hell. That's what I'm going to call it. Cream Hell. But it turns out so pretty. This one I'm using the Called For Chronic in it. I wish I wouldn't have. Had I known when I started this about the Petite Treasure braid, I probably would have done that. Or even the blending filament. I probably would have done that too. But here she is. She's actually turning out really well. This one is 2/1 on 28 count tent stitch. I wouldn't even call it tent stitch. This is like half cross stitch. Because tent stitch implies that you're doing a certain something or other. I tried it and I didn't understand it. So I just do half crosses. It's turning out just fine. Once she's framed or whatever, all these creases and all that wonkiness will go away. I'm really not too worried about it. Just ignore my nasty fingernails. It's been a minute since I've gotten them done. So there's her. Super happy with her and how she's turning out. Yeah. Alright, so last one that I've worked on this video is actually going to be pretty short. Here's another Beauty and the Beast, but this one has purple. This is my Enchanted Seamstress by Heaven and Earth Design. If you don't know what that looks like, let me get you a picture. There she is. Enchanted Seamstress. I love this one. It's so cute. I can't wait until it's done. That'll be forever from now. Okay, so since I last saw you, I really didn't do much progress on her. I've started doing my pages in blocks, like going down and doing the blocks, and it's actually turning out pretty well. I don't understand what's going on here. It's kind of bothering me, but at the same time, it's the chart. It's literally the chart. So I'm just trusting the chart. That's what everybody always says. Trust the chart. This is the piece I'm going to be using for my 100 days of Haid. If y'all don't know what that is, it's basically just putting in at least one stitch every day for 100 days. It's a Facebook group. Check out the official Heaven and Earth Designs Facebook page. There's a couple different links in there for that. But yeah, I'm almost finished with this page. Let me get those out of the way. The page goes like right down here or so. And so I'm about halfway through. This one page. I think I'm with this project, I think I'm gonna go all the way down and then over and then kind of just do some random pages and hope for the best, because she's got some really pretty stuff in the middle of this one. Oh, there's hair on it. Oh, well. But yeah, there she is. That's about it. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to show you. don't think I've done much else, in all honesty. I'm pretty much a slacker. Even not having a job, I'm still a slacker. It's one of those things. Moving and stuff just has put me so behind on everything. And then trying to find a job and, you know, doing those housewife duties. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to show you. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. I can't guarantee that there'll be a regularly scheduled update again, because it seems like the trend right now for me is once every 6 months or so. But if I have anything else to tell ya, show ya, I will be back. Definitely, if you want regular updates from me, go check out my Instagram. I will link it down below, just because I do post there a lot more often than I make videos, just because that's just how my life goes. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Bye!